area. Welcome to our Leadership Pink Huddle for the month of November. I am finally in our new home, in our new office, broadcasting from here. So excited, so excited. So I just want to thank you. We're going to have 30 minutes of powerful content. If you're new and this is your first time, congratulations. Traditionally, this was our red jacket breakfast, but we are spread out and wide, and it's like impossible for us to all get together. So we stream virtually, and so enjoy this. And so we are learning from our founder, Mary Kay Ash, and this is the book that we're reading from. It's called Mary Kay on P. And we pretty much just do 3 chapters a month. They're really short, nothing too crazy, something you definitely can do, but it's going to grow your leadership skills. And just want to remind you guys, for the month of November, we are doing our face race, and we're counting our face race with opinion forms so that you can win me and win Be the Bee. And so this month, the theme is be the party. So when you hold a party, your face race counts 10 times. Hey guys, hey Diane, hey Worthy Warrior. So our chat is open. So anything I say that we read that you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome, you can comment in there. You guys can dialogue with one another over here in our chat. I do want you guys to know I finally figured out this YouTube thing. YouTube did change their platform, and so I had to learn it new. I just got back from Dallas, Texas, training the next generation of the next generation of Mary Kay directors. And it was so awesome. It was so much fun. And I kept thinking, I just want all my new driven directors to be there. So if you have directorship on your heart and on your mind, definitely reach out to your Mary Kay sales director. And I got to be with Inner Circle National Sales Director, Cindy Williams. And I don't know if you know anything about Cindy Williams, but she has this victory pose. She always comes out on stage and she goes like this. So let me back up so you can see it. She goes like this. And she puts 2 V's in the hand and she comes out like this. And she says, every day you have a choice. Every day you could choose to be a victim or you could choose to be a victor. And I pray that you choose to be a victor. And so she comes out like this. She has foam fingers. I mean, this is just her thing. Victory National Area. That's the name of her national area. And she found these super cute little trophies, and it's like little Cindy's, and I love it. And it's us choosing to be a victor. And so I was like, can I have one? She goes, yeah, you can have it. And so I have it here on my desk, and I just wanted to show it with you guys. And I love it because every day we choose victory over every circumstance. Yes. And new director education is a phenomenal experience. It's free for new directors, where you get training. This is the first time I did everything in Spanish. It was so cool. Oh, I got to get a sip of this is not coffee. It's lemon water. It's delicious. Hot lemon water. All right. So it doesn't matter where you pick up in this book. Every chapter has its own theme, but today we're doing chapters 19, 20, and 21. And chapter 19, and the cover of the book right now, it's on sale for the 35th anniversary, looks like that, is never hide behind policy or pomposity. And Mary Kay Ash told us, I know that I listened to Craig Groeschel. He talks about, policy is usually made when someone makes a really dumb mistake and someone kind of like breaks, does something stupid, is what he says, and then we have to make a policy around it, But one of the key statements in this chapter from Mary Kay, she says, don't state company policy without giving the reason for the policy. She says, don't hide behind the policy. If you do, you're going to alienate people. If we're going to have a policy, there has to be a good reason. I'll give you guys an example of one. We wear skirts and dresses in Mary Kay. And I want to explain to you why we wear skirts and dresses. As she was building her business, Mary Kay Ash, this is before she started her company, she was running in a man's world. And so every time she'd have an idea or pitch an idea, the men would be like, there you go again, thinking like a woman, Mary Kay. And she knew there was power in what she was saying, because 50% of the population are women. Why is it that we can't market towards women? But they didn't back then. Everything was marketed towards men. So they would say, there you go again, thinking like a woman, thinking like a woman, thinking like a woman. And so when she started this company, she did start it for women. And really the thing that Mary Kay's a master at is she has like a doctorate's degree in the female psyche. Like if anybody understood women, it was Mary Kay Ash. And she chose for our uniform to be a skirt, you guys. This is so important that you get this, as a sign of defiance against men. And I love that because she's like, we're going to do this. We're going to be rich. We're going to be successful. And we're going to do it thinking like women, dressing like women, and acting like women. We're wearing a skirt. There's no way we're wearing pants. And we don't want you to ever say that the only reason we're successful is because we were trying to be like men. So I just want you to know, when you put on that skirt and you're thinking, gosh, I wish I could put on pants, just remember Mary Kay Ash chose that skirt almost like a sign of defiance, okay? So when we share our company policy at our orientation and we tell people, yeah, wear a skirt or wear a dress, and like, really, I can't wear pants? Like, yeah, you can wear anything. It's a free country. I just want you to know why Mary Kay asked us to wear a skirt. Okay. And so when you are going to tell someone about a company policy, be able to explain it. Okay. Whenever possible, company guidelines and policies should be stated in writing so there can be no misunderstanding of the company's position on those issues. No charge or unfairness can happen. And so we do put that in our welcome packet just to make it so simple, right? I think another thing we put in our welcome packet is, I always say, no GNP, no gossiping, no negativity, and no pessimism. No gossiping, no negativity, no pessimism. It's part of our culture. There's no room here for pessimism. That's why we're different than the rest of the world. That's what everyone else is doing. No negativity here. Now, that doesn't mean we have to be Pollyannas. There is a place and there is a space to talk with someone about something, but that doesn't happen everywhere, anywhere. We don't just throw up on people and vomit on people. No gossiping, okay? Oh, let me tell you what's happening with so-and-so. That will destroy a culture. So we don't do any of that, okay? Don't let success on the corporate ladder get to your head, she tells us. When people move up, success sometimes goes to their head, and they like to start telling people what to do. And it's really important that you always remain humble. Always remain humble. Always be yourself. Just because you have victories under your belt does not make you better than other people. It just gives you more experience. Let's not act superior. And when people do act with that superiority complex, most of the time it's because they're trying to hide something. They have a feeling of inferiority themselves. So people who act like pompuses, they themselves on the inside are really insecure, okay? And so she tells us to not let success go on our head. She also says that success depends on total team effort. If you have ever played team sports in the past or been on a team or grew up in a large family, then you totally get this team thing. And she says people working together to reach the same objective is what total team effort is. And I love this saying, and it goes like this: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And so you have to have a team if you want to go far. And if you're on here, it's because you know how to build a team. You have the capacity for building a team. You're a leader, and you just need to continue to grow in that direction. More lemon water. I want to drink this before it gets cold. I didn't get to drink it before our broadcast because I was outside pushing my son on the swing, and he's out there with V the Bee on the swing. It's like the cutest thing. I have to post a picture probably now that I told you about it. She says every task is important, and when someone does it well, I make a special effort to express my appreciation. You guys, when we work as if we're working for the Lord with enthusiasm. We don't really have bosses on this earth. God is our Lord. God is our boss. And when you see someone do something with enthusiasm and excitement, go out of your way to congratulate them and thank them for helping out, okay? Don't create an atmosphere of haves and have-nots. These are the people who have this, and these are the people who don't have this. That creates resentment between people, and it's really important. She says there's no executive dining rooms in her corporate headquarters, and no office has a title on the outside, and they operate with a door wide open, okay? She says a leader's success depends on the ability to develop and motivate others. And so if we know that your success depends on developing others, I want to ask you something. When you're talking to people, how often do you think about, what can I do to help her grow? What can I do to show her the way for growth? If you're thinking that thought, then chances are you're focusing on developing others. If you're not thinking that thought, that's not it, okay? Now there are some people who have that thought, oh, nobody's got nothing I can't fix. They're out there trying to fix people. People aren't broken. I just want you guys to know people are not broken. they're whole, they're complete. We want to grow, we want to be challenged, but we're not broken. And that's really important to have that view of people as being whole and complete and not broken. Because if you see people as broken, you're not going to be able to develop them. You're always going to see what's wrong instead of what's great. We want to have possibility thinking and positive thinking as well too, positive expectations. Okay. And let's see what else we want to cover in this chapter. She does give us guidelines at the end of the chapter to always be truthful. She says to be consistent, to be relaxed and confident when we're dealing with other people. And I think this is probably the one that women really don't do so good at. When we got to talk to someone about something, or we feel like it's got to be like, it's going to be confrontational, we're not confident, and we're not relaxed. Be confident, be relaxed. How can you be confident? How can you be relaxed? Show up in love, show up in gratitude, show up in what it is that you want clarity on. Like, hey, this is what I know about you. I love this about you. Can you help me understand this thing that happened? I don't understand it. Maybe you can shine a light. I perceived it in a different way, and that just didn't align with all that I knew about you. So we got to be confident. We got to be relaxed. Whenever possible, we use we instead of I, right? So we're not pointing a finger. And she says, finally, remember where you come from and bear in mind that the future depends on your ability to work well with people. And so it is important that we know this is a people business, and we must learn how to work well with people. All right. Be a problem solver is chapter 20. Oh, there's no such thing as a problem-free business. And so every business, everything in life, it doesn't matter if it's business, your family, relationships, work, everything, in everything, there are problems to be solved. She says the first step to solving a problem is to admitting there is a problem. And I think a lot of people walk around in denial. We have to know we all have problems. We all show up with stuff, right? Productive people are usually so involved in their jobs that they don't have time to complain, nor do they allow trivial problems to interfere with their work. A good rule of thumb is to listen to every complaint, but to pay close attention to your most productive people. And I say this to you because in your team, the ones that are complaining the most, are they the ones that are working the most? If they are, there probably is a real problem. If they're not productive enough. They're letting little things get to them. And so productivity is key as you're listening to people in your team and their complaints. I know for me, like if I hear my most productive director complain, I'm like, okay, there's a problem. Versus if I hear someone who isn't doing well at all and they're complaining, well, she has every reason to complain. Nothing's going well. Okay. So you really do need to evaluate where the source of complaining comes from. Okay. She also says determine whether the problem is valid. Do a lot of people feel that way, or is it just one person? Because we can all drown in a cup of water, caught up in the emotions of just one person. Oh no, now everyone feels that way. You need to like chill out, take a step back, evaluate, and just see maybe that person just saw it that way that day. They were having a bad day. Okay. A good leader listens attentively for the real problem. You guys, God gave us one mouth and two ears for a reason. There are people who complain because they want attention. They need an excuse to introduce you, to listen to them, so they come to you with an imagined problem. Read between the lines and discover what's really bothering them is that sign around her neck make me feel important. She hasn't felt important. So it's so important that we're actually listening to what they're saying. Like, does this person really have a problem, or are they just needing attention? She also says a leader must recognize when home problems cause work problems. You guys, a lot of times home problems cause work problems. We're talking about Mary Kay, but really it's something in their home that isn't letting them move forward. And we're not counselors, we're not consultants in that sense. So we can say, hey, I can pray for you. If you want to share with me, you can. But if not, I totally understand. Let me know when is going to be a better time to pick up your Mary Kay, or how can I support you through this? You have a huge goal to take your family on that Disney cruise. How can I support you through this? I know you're going to get through this. I know that this is temporary, but your dream is always going to be there. So finding the right words and knowing when their home problems are really interfering with their work problems. Okay. So Mary Kay does talk about your spouse being on board here. And I think it's really important if you are married or have a significant other, you can invite them to your weekly success meeting so they can see what it's all about. Is that worth getting a babysitter so you both can be there? Absolutely. Can he attend career conference? Yes. Can he come to January Jumpstart? Yes. Bring your husband because you want this to be a family business. You want them to understand why you're doing this and how they can support you at home. Once they have their soul catch on fire, they're going to help perpetuate your fire inside of you. So I love that. She says, discover possible solutions to the problem. If the problem comes from somewhere else outside of your control, you can change that pattern, institute corrective measures elsewhere, or adapt a program as it hits you. So sometimes we've got to discover solutions to the problem that they come from outside our organization. And that happens, It could be that she's having a bad season at work. Her boss is being overly burdensome, right? And so Elizabeth Ozua, she's the national sales director with Mary Kay, and she pioneered Mary Kay in the UK for us. She says women are good at having the gut feeling or intuition. When you combine that with the practice of praising to success and problem solving, you have a free environment for growth. And it's true, we have this gut instinct. We just know when things are not going good. And now for our last chapter, less stress. Who's ready for less stress? I hope so. She says a good leader minimizes stress for her people. Let me say that again. A good leader minimizes stress for her people. A good leader minimizes stress for her people. So when your person comes to you and says, I don't know if I could do this and this and this, you say, it's okay. Let's just take a deep breath. I'm here with you. I know what it's like. Let's go through this together. Okay? What can we take off your plate? What do you not have to do? And that's important. And reminder, we didn't say eliminate stress. We said to reduce stress. And most of the time, what people really need is just someone to talk with them, someone to work it out verbally, to talk it out with them. Okay. John Barrymore said, hold on one second, because Gavin cannot get in the house. He's like slightly locked out. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm on the video. Quiet. Okay, I just wanted him to know that the door was open. So thank you. I appreciate that little moment so I can have my moment. Okay. John Barrymore said, if you ever lose the butterflies during a performance, you've lost the audience. And I love that because it's true. You do operate with butterflies in your stomach, but I wouldn't call that stress. I call that adrenaline. And you need adrenaline to perform. You need adrenaline to do great things. You need that butterfly in your stomach, like, oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, when I'm going to book someone, I still get those butterflies in my stomach. That doesn't go away. It's the excitement. It's the thrill of knowing, is she going to say yes? Is she going to be excited? Or is she going to be like, no, I don't want to do that, So it's important. Okay. Mary Kay Ash said, feel the flow of adrenaline, the body's normal reaction to stress. As we all know, under certain conditions, stress can heighten one's performance. And so we don't want to eliminate it completely. Rather, we recognize the different kinds of stress and the various circumstances in which it may help us or hurt us. So yes, too much stress is bad, but just the right amount of adrenaline makes a better performance. And that's something that we're going for. How can we reduce the stress? She says, a friendly, productive environment begins with you, the leader. Your job as a leader is to be friendly and productive. If you're friendly and productive, see, this is the reality. Human beings were wired for growth. So if you're not growing, if you're not moving, nobody wants to follow you. Nobody just wants to hang out and socialize. They want to see results. So if you're showing your team results, guess what? They want to follow you. So, the directors, we had a retreat last weekend here in my house. It's called Sticky Culture, and it's real simple. Sticky Culture is simple. We have fun and we make money. That's it. It's girls who want to have funds, right? And funds with the S being a dollar sign. And so if you're having fun and you're making money, people want to follow you. And they want to follow you because you're being productive, you're growing. That's extremely important because you cannot follow a parked car, okay? So what can you do to create a friendly yet relaxing environment that keeps things moving? I want you to think about that. What can I do to create a friendly, productive environment? It keeps things moving, but it keeps it light. They're happy and they feel at ease with you. All at the while, they know they have to keep moving to stay in your space. If people don't know that they have to keep moving to stay in your space, okay, eventually mediocrity sets into your group, to your culture. And once mediocrity sets in, nothing happens. And like we talked about last month, nothing happens until somebody sells something. Another thing that Mary Kay says, an indecisive leader causes stress to others. And I agree with this 1,000%. I've observed that people feel more secure at work when they're supervised by a decisive leader. A leader who cannot confront a problem and make a decision causes stress amongst their people. And it's so true. You've got to be able to make a decision and move on. I think so many times we're worried about making the right decision, the wrong decision. Sometimes the longer we deal with something, the more stress it causes everybody. Just make the decision and move on. A good leader provides direction. Give your people a sense of direction. They feel comfortable with a leader who lets them know exactly what they want and what to expect from them. And you guys, creating a level of expectation that is consistent. So if you're, 1 week you're super tough on everyone, the next week you're like sweet as pie. They're like, oh my God, you're bipolar. Okay, you can't be that way. You have to be consistent. Mary Kay Ash was known as a velvet fist. She was firm, but on the outside it was soft. Okay, and so we want to be consistent with whatever it is. Thank you, Diane, for posting Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I loved it. There's also a big difference between being a leader who strives for excellence and being rigid. Striving for excellence doesn't mean you have to be rigid. Rigidness is this uncompromising perfectionism. It has to be perfect all the way. Excellence is we're going to get there. We're not going to stop. There's grace when we fall down. We pick ourselves back up and we keep going, but we cannot leave you here. Excellence is we keep going, but it's not rigid perfectionism. And there is a distinction between the two. She says that she doesn't believe in imposing unrealistic deadlines. You guys, like, if it's the day before the star quarter and you have nothing in, are we going to go sell $1,800 in a day? Can you? Yes. Has it been done? Yes. Is it realistic? That depends on your situation and your circumstances. Okay. So leaders need to give clear, concise assignments. Okay. I've also seen that some leaders try too hard to emulate executives. In the process, their personality changes. It's not uncommon to hear such remarks as, oh, she never smiles anymore, or she lost her sense of humor. And you guys, you're you. God made you so unique. You were born original. You don't want to die a copy. And while, yes, you want to emulate your director, yes, you want to emulate your national, you still want to be your own person. So it takes a while to find your style in leadership. I will say it took me a while because I was really good at copy the cat. So I was really good at copying my senior national Daisha. And I didn't step into my own as fast as I could have because I was so busy emulating her because I didn't want to fail. I thought I'll just do everything she does, exactly how she does it, say it how she says it, and there's no way I'll fail. And it's true, I didn't fail until I failed. It took a while. I had a lot of success, but eventually you have to find your own. She also says that change can bring stress, bad stress. Okay, change, whether good or bad, is another major contribution to cause stress. As much as possible, keep things the same. Don't change things. That's why in Mary Kay, we change very little. We have our quarterly meetings, right? We go to seminar, fall retreat, January jumpstart, career conference. Then we have our weekly success events. And our weekly success events are there to celebrate you. And sometimes you need the meeting. You had a bad week. And sometimes the meeting needs you. You had a great week. And you're going to inspire someone. And they're going to ask you, how did you do it? Okay. So you want to make sure that you don't change a lot. That you say, I hold my parties Thursdays and Saturdays. That's when you consistently hold your parties. So when your team members call you and say, hey, can I go to one of your parties on a Thursday night? You go, yeah, I've got one. Don't change too much. Try to be extremely consistent. The other thing is when you are consistent, you prove to yourself that you deserve this, that you are worthy, and that you are a woman of your word, and that you're worth following, and that you are a leader. Okay. We're going to close with this quote from Independent National Sales Director Monica Medina Oliva of Argentina. When I first learned about Mary Kay, I didn't believe it was for me. I thought it was for the American woman. As I learned more, I realized that it is possible to thoroughly enjoy our work. I always teach. That work should not be a stress or a sacrifice, but a source of happiness. And we should pass this idea to our families. So I really want you to think about, have you been working your Mary Kay business with stress? or have you been working it from a source of happiness? And if it hasn't been coming from a source of fun or happiness, then I just want to recommend to you, what can you do this week to make it look fun and happy? So I just have to share with you guys, I added a new customer yesterday. She got the Naturally line and her CC cream and eye makeup remover and a mascara. And we met for a play date, and we were going to meet at the park, but it rained. So we decided to go to the ice cream shop across the street. And next to the ice cream shop, there was a barber shop. And her boys really wanted to get like artwork done, like lightning bolts. And this is like a real barber shop where they do artwork. I was like, perfect. We'll do your facial there. They have mirrors all over the barber shop. We had so much fun. We did a facial. She bought all this stuff. The boys were getting their haircuts. And she just took a picture. She's like, look at this. This is so much fun. They're getting their haircuts. They're having their play date. We're having our play date. We're playing with makeup. And then the barber was asking me all these things about my pink Cadillac. It was parked right in the front, about Mary Kay and his wife and all this stuff. And she's like, this was just so much fun. So we had ice cream, haircuts, and makeup. And so keep it fun, you guys. And if you're not having fun, you guys, you got to look at what is not fun. Now, granted, not everything about the business is fun, like, right? Like, I really, don't want to enter in my customers into the preferred customer system, but I kind of have to do that. But as long as you're having fun when you're in front of people, this is what I want to say. If you're not having fun with people, what can you do to make it fun? Because laughing your way through anything reduces the stress, reduces the cortisol, and that's why we came into Mary Kay. So I want you to remember, our driven, sticky culture is this: have fun, make money. We're girls who just want to have fun. So you're going to see that. You're going to hear that more. I hope and pray that you've enjoyed this huddle. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Lisa, for commenting. You guys, the chat is open. You can comment whatever you want. Next month, we're going to finish our book. We're doing chapters 22, 23. Hold on. Let me get to the right thing so I can tell you guys. Also, the link for this has posted on Driven Next Gen. I can email it to you as well if you haven't gotten it in the past. But we're doing chapters 22 and 23. Develop people from within and live by the golden rule. Okay. So those are our last two in December. And then in January, we will announce at Jumpstart what we're doing for Pink Huddles for the next year for 2020. It's going to be awesome. Be on the lookout for Jumpstart registration. It's coming out soon. It's going to be in Orlando. It's a full day program. If you live near Orlando, you can drive in. Our program is going to start that day. You want to be there by 11:30, 12 o'clock or so. We're going to go all the way through 6. So it's going to be awesome. So thank you guys for being on. If you want me to pray for you, please stay on. And as a quick reminder, I'm going to do a simple screen share real quickly because I want to share this with you guys because this is awesome stuff. Hold on. Let me get it for you. This is going to post on Driven Next Gen coming up here next. And it is the Hydro Patch Gel tracking form, okay? And this tracking form is for you to focus on selling 30 hydrogel patches, okay? Hold on one moment. There it is. Okay. So you track your 30 jars. 8 out of 10 women said they look forward to using them. They just came out yesterday for everyone to order them. It immediately cools, soothes the skin, boosts hydration, diminishes the look of puffiness. They're instant results, which is why we're selling so many of them. Anything that's instant, people want. It's like amazing. But also, let's not forget that the winter product came out yesterday. So the Red Roma lipstick, which I featured on my Instagram account, Driven Area or Ari Hathaway on our Facebook page, is available, as well as 2 other Matissimo lipsticks are available. So our winter products are also out, not just the Hydro Patch gels. And then there's a bundle with the satin body set, which is awesome as well too. And our new travel roller bag. And I know mine's in the car still for my facial with the little hearts on it. It's so cute. So you can get your new winter product, go out there, do some facials, get in front of women, have fun, enjoy yourselves. I love you. And let's pray. Father, thank you for this morning, this time together. I thank you for this leadership Pink Cuddle and these leaders. I pray that you would bless them, multiply them, that we would go out and really just have fun and show the world what Mary Kay is about, Father. I pray that you would bless our goals and our visions that you've given to us, that our action would match that vision, Father, that we would follow up and follow through. We ask for these things in a blessed day. Thank you for the ability to meet and gather, to have a powerful Pink and On Purpose, powerful Saturday. We're ready for a successful day. We ask for all these things in the name of your son, Jesus. We pray. Amen. Have a powerful Success Saturday. Mwah. Love you, girls. Bye.